very good morning, good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are in the world, watching yet another edition of Something for the Weekend, presented by me, Martin, and...
me, Jonathan.
There you go. So, Jonathan, we've got a few bits of the old used, I see.
Yeah, our shelves are once again heaving.
Heaving,
with used. So we thought we'd do a used video of old that we used to do.
Yeah, because we used to get tons. I actually started my first little shop with used. It was a great way of filling the premises up with sale return. Customers used to wander along and give me their kit. I'd agree a price to them and sell it and earn a few shekels for myself to feed the family. One of which wasn't even around then, but he's holding the camera. Henry, right, okay, so where are we going to start, Jonathan?
Shall we start with linear corner?
Linear corner.
Linear corner, although it's more like linear side of the shelves. Yes. We've got a few in. Let's start with the Geminis at the top. We don't often see these. So we've got a Gemini 70 to start. So this is Linear Amp UK's 300 watt amplifier for 70 centimetres. I mean, I've used one of these myself on some field days. They work absolutely brilliantly. Team up with maybe a 9700 and have 300 watts out. Put that into a stack, you're going to be heard all over Europe on 70 sems. It is boxed. It does come with obviously mains cable as well at 949. You're going to save yourself about £400 over a brand new one. And at the moment, they're on a really long lead.
I was just going to say, it's not just saving yourself £400, it's waiting forever. Roger builds these in the UK, and I have to say he's probably one of the most prominent UK manufacturers.
Yeah.
And he really is doing a good job, and I'm really pleased. The name Linear Amp UK has been around for years. Peter Rodmill, hello Peter if you're watching. Sold the company and it went on, and now Roger's bought it and he's redesigned everything and started again. We've also got a matching 4 metre one.
Yeah, 4
metre
metre
nearly ended up in my shack, but I resisted.
You resist. So again, 300 watts. This is for 4 metres. So if you've got maybe a 7300, or maybe even if you're going to be serious about contesting on 4, maybe something like a DX5000 and a transverter, maybe one of the nice Kuhn transverters. 799. Again, you're saving yourself a fair chunk of cash over a new one, and again, you're saving that lead time. Again, boxed with everything you need.
And the 2 metre one is in my shack. Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? Anyway, because we have that as well. So the Geminis are available, no lead times, just ring up and order it. So get a bit more power out on VHF. It's an easy option. Talking of amplifiers, Jonathan, we've got a used, albeit pristine. The chap looks like he's never, or if he did take this off, at least he kept it. The screen protector, SPE 1K FA, that designates it's a kilowatt up to 1,000 watts, about 700 watts RMS output, with built-in tuner, which is the FA bit. It doesn't stand for something else. And immaculate, one owner, box with a carry bag and all the rest of that.
Yeah, box with a carry bag, which is really nice to see as well, because often we see used SPs coming without the carry bag, but it's nice to see it with it. It means that if you do want to take it about, you can do so,
albeit it's
protected.
Blooming heavy.
It is heavy.
Available now, again, you don't have to wait a year and a half lead time for SPE. So for all those people that haven't put a deposit down on a 1.5, for example, you'll be waiting a long time. And next to it, we've got Acom, another one of our favourite manufacturers, from Bulgaria. The 700S, S designates the later model of it. Again, available now, $21.99. That's up to about 700 watts out. So yes, I know we're only allowed 400 watts legally in the UK. So that will be very much underpowered, running at 400 rather than 700.
Idle on at 400 watts.
Will do, yeah. And all solid state, no fiddling about and tuning.
No, absolutely. So that's amplifier corner.
It is.
Let's talk radios, because that's what we do as well.
Got one or two.
Got one or two, mate, behind us. Let's start on the very left-hand side. We've got a Kenwood TS990S. This, of course, Kenwood's flagship, 200 watts. They are available new still, of course, but used when you're going to save yourself some money.
A lot.
A lot of money.
£6,000 retail, aren't they?
Exactly.
We all discount
best part of 2,000. 3,999. It comes in the box. It's got everything with it. The only thing you don't get with the 990, and this is also the same for a new one, is you don't get a microphone.
No.
Of course.
Very Scotch of Kenwood, but they don't do it But I'm sure if you ring and inquire about this little beastie, you might be able to twist Jonathan or one of the other sales guys' arms. Did I say that?
You did.
But because I think it's mean. Actually, another one that doesn't come with a microphone from you is the excellent Icom IC7700. This is sort of the cut down version of the 7800 of the monster, 11,500 quid. 7700 is pretty well the same, but single receive only. Again, 200 watts out, built-in power supply tuner, all the rest. Nice big widescreen display and beautifully made. Typical Icom. 2,999 for that one.
Yeah, I love how it also comes with the bracket. So if you want
it's
to
nice, isn't it?
rack mount it, you can do so. Quite wide. But I don't know. But
who still runs as rack mounted Kia?
I've no idea.
There are a few customers of mine that I've seen have actually got it and all rack mounted. Looks good.
Yaesu FT-101 MP. So this is the latest and greatest from Yaesu with that gorgeous colour touchscreen. With that lovely representation of the waterfall. You can add an SU LAN 10 and use this remote control as well, which I know that a few people do and have great success with that. They come with the CW filter for the main VFO as standard, and as well as the VC tune on the sub VFO as standard. Those two are options on the D. And of course, you've got 200 watts out as well. PSU built into the speaker, so you get that as well. I mean, what more can you say? Fact, it's 3,599, so you're saving yourself, again, a chunk of money, over £500 what you pay brand new for one. Yeah,
and I do believe with that, if you ring up and discuss it, we'll offer a 12-month warranty rather than a 3. So that's worth considering. Tuners, if you're looking at investing in the amplifiers, albeit the SPE, of course, Ronco's got a tuner built in. Palstar BT1500A. Available now, again at just under £800. Palstar have been around for years and years and years, using one of the factories that R.L. Drake used to manufacture their products in. And very good, very over-engineered, but you buy a Palstar and generally get a long time of use out of it. Talking of long use, an FTDX
5000.
5000 I see
5000D with the matching station monitor, so it's the nice package. Of course, the station monitor you really buy for the speakers. Let's be completely honest, the screen is good, it gives you a nice representation, but the audio on the SM5000 is where it's at. 200 watts. With the really impressive noise reduction. I don't think you can quite beat a 5000 for the noise reduction.
No.
Even today, with some of the more modern rigs, I still rate the 5000's noise reduction 2250.
They've actually stopped making them now.
They have
finally finished production.
Finally, they're out.
They've been around a long time. I'll never forget the great big long queue of people at the RSGB convention, where we are the principal sponsor each year and have been for about 25 years now. 26 years even, and they released, and we actually took the stock to the convention. So the first owners were at the show. We had a very good show that day, that weekend. Talking of good piece of kit, the Icom IC7600, a predecessor to the current 7610, 100 watts out, again, nice big clear display, built-in tuner, 6 meters, HF, etc. 12.99, so that's a great, nice sized base station, and I love the fact that Icom have continued with their twin passband tuning. So if you want to come into the shop and have a demo of any of this kit, by the way, we are open every day, Monday through Saturday, but the 7600 is one of my favourites, and a big saving over the price of a 7610. Would you see the difference in performance? Yes, you would, with some decent antennas, but generally very similar to the one that replaced it. FT-450Ds, what a shame these aren't made anymore. Now, when I was here a week or so ago, I wandered through, we had about 11 of these. I see we got two in stock. Two left. So the 450D, they stopped making it because they couldn't actually purchase the components at the price point they wanted to sell these at. I said, well, don't worry, just raise the price because they're too cheap. Seriously, I actually said that to them. I said, no, we're not going to do it. So the 450D is a great entry level transceiver.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I started with.
I know, well, it's just, I mean, I was selling FT747s for Bernie and Brenda at Amateur Radio Exchange in Hanger Lane for £549. And if you've ever seen us, sorry for all the FT-450GX owners, they are awful with a plastic box.
Yeah.
And the way you got the plastic box off, you slid the metal sliders off the side, you get hold of the case, and you actually bent it, and it popped off because it was all plastic. It was so horrible, and the VFO was click, click, click. They were 550 quid. Well, wind through 34 years, whatever it is, you can get a 450D for 549. That'll bury the performance of a 747. Believe me, it really does. No offence to 747 owners, nothing to do with an aeroplane. And they've just stopped making them. So new or a standby rig, 450 is worth considering at that sort of money.
I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. Next, we've got, in fact, either side of it is in a 590 sandwich.
It is.
So we've got two 590 SG. So this is the, if you want to think of it, this is like the newest version of the old 570. And the 570 had a long history of being a really stellar radio. 590 improves on that. You get the extra CW capability with the decoder as well, which I think is brilliant for someone like me who can send but can't necessarily receive. £999 gets you one of these. They're both boxed. They're both in excellent condition. This particular one's still got the film over the screen as well.
And Peter Hart waxed lyrical about it and rang me up and said, "Can't believe this. The Kenwood are just amazing." Yeah, it was. And I got into trouble because I compared it with a KX2 or KX3 at the time. Which I'm not going to go down that route again. I've just seen a little MFJ tuner just jumping about. This has been made forever. Again, I was selling these in the 70s in Northfields, in Ealing. Little end-fed wire tuner and coaxial fed antenna, but a tuner by MFJ, 69 quid. I personally couldn't be bothered to try and get all these bits for £70. Maybe I could, but you try and buy these bits these days, they're not easy. But a really good little inline tuner, transmit, receive, 150 watts output, providing you don't try and tune at 150 watts and doing this, because you'll catch fire to it. So do tune on low power to get your SWR down. FTDX 3000, another one that isn't manufactured anymore.
No, but still a fantastic radio with, again, that nice colour screen. It is the baby 5000. You get 90% of the performance out of a 5000, but with 100 watts and only the single receiver. I waxed the record about these, to be honest with you.
Yeah, good, aren't they?
USB port on the back for data modes as well. Of course, it's only been now replaced by the DX10, but it's still a fantastic radio.
You've got a tuner in your
I've got a tuner in my hand. Martin was talking about the MFJ tuner. Well, I'm going to say to 705 owners, we have an AH705 in use stock at the moment. And these are great. You can power them either with DC in the bottom, and they give you the DC plug, or you put 3 AA batteries in the back of it. These are so versatile, they'll tune pretty much anything, almost including a wet piece of string. If you want to tune a long wire, you can do so.
Get some people ringing up saying, "Jonathan said," I tell you.
Just pop a banana plug in the centre of the SO239 if you want to use it with a long wire. And these will tune on 80 metres, anything over an 8 metre length of wire, which is utterly amazing. £299 in use at the moment, boxed as well.
IC290.
I wondered how long it would take.
This is going back into my era. The IC290 by Icom was a 25 watt multi-mode. Nobody makes a 2 metre multi-mode transceiver anymore, I don't think. I think I'm right in saying that. If they don't, why don't you, the Japanese? Because it's just as probably cheap to make a HF and 2 metre one. 290E, no frills on this because it's old school. It's a good 25, 30 years old. I used to sell these when I opened my first store. Nice little red, I thought they were green LED display, but maybe it was red. I think the 290D was green, this is red. And look at that, 5 memories, eh? Now you've got 3,000 memories, can't remember what you got in any of them. And no alphanumeric display, but 1 kilohertz fast tune. RIT, so a nice, I think it's 25 watts, or is it 10?
I think it's 12.
Is it 12?
12
yeah, I think
watts.
the D was a 25 watt with green display. Okay, 350 quid. So if you want a good, nice FM, all mode, not AM, FM and SSB transceiver, there it is. IC290, the predecessor was 260, I seem to remember. FT817s, always got these in stock used. The 818 is its replacement, of course, at 600 odd pounds.
Yeah.
Yes. So really, you've got to be a bit of a train spotter to see the difference. But 817, all mode, 160 metres through to 70, and it really is a large pocket. And why we use these rubbish labels that keep falling off, I've no idea. I think after all these years, we know which labels to buy. That's boxed, it tells me, and that really is a shack in your hand. And to date, nobody has bought an equivalent out. I mean, Standard did with the C58, but missed the point completely. Beautifully made, but it was only a watt. These are 2.5 watts.
2.5 watts on the battery, 5 watts when on DC.
Yeah, DC. So FT-817, just to have in your shack and go on holiday with them. I love them. Internal battery as well, if you want them to be. Dry cell or metal hydride, I do believe. Couple of matching SP23 speaker for the Icom range, and the cheaper one without filters for the SP21. You can see the prices there, 99,149. Shall we swing it over your side,
Swing it
Jonathan?
over here. I've got a couple of radios that look very similar, but are in fact about 10 years apart. On the right-hand side, we've got the FT-2800. So if you want a high-power FM-only radio for 2 meters, this is what you need. It's 65 watts out, with nice big controls and a massive screen. You can easily see what you're doing. £115 gets you that, of course. It's not got the box, but it has got the mic manual and DC cable. And to the left, the sort of up-to-date version of it, if you want.
It's the same price.
Same price.
Rather bizarre, isn't it?
Well, we know which one you should go for then.
Well, yes, quite. So whoever rings up first is going to get the later one,
exactly.
basically.
So the FT-2980, so this is the 80-watt version. Basically, it's the same radio inside, apart from that. Yeah, but 80 watts out, FM only. Martin.
Daiwa. Oh, Christ, been selling Daiwa forever. Daiwa are cross needle power meters. The CN 101L rather is 1.8 to 150. So you've got top band through to 2 meters, including 6 meters and 4 meters. PP and RMS. And up to 1.5 kilowatts through this little beastie. I think if I was running that power, I'd probably want a larger display, go for an A-series Daiwa. But £69, and that really is, there's a little mark there, but it's in good condition. A couple of SOT39s on the back. So that's a CN 101L at 69 quid.
Lovely. I'm going to bring your attention to the corner.
Oh, yes.
For an IC 7300 just out here. I think we've actually got a couple of these at the moment, but I mean, we can. I think everybody knows the 7300 by now, so it doesn't really need much of an introduction, except to say that it is HF 6 and 4 meters, 100 watts out on HF and 6, 50 watts out on 4. They are both boxed. They are fantastic with that nice colour display. With the spectrum scope, the first time it was Icom dipping their toe in the water of SDR to see, does anybody really want an SDR radio from us? And I think the answer to that was yes. 899.
It's an understatement of the century, that is.
899 gets you that. I've got one. A few of the guys in the office have got one as well.
Great rig. It's just amazing. I can't believe how many of those we get through still, month after month. 3 years after
2016.
Good Lord. Right, so over in the corner again, the XPA125B. If you have an IC705 or an FT817, FT818, anything that's running up to 5 watts output, we've been bringing these in now for, is it over a year?
Yeah, probably about a year.
Great nick, weeny little mark there, I think. 425 quid, up to typically around 100 watts output. Nice digital display, shows you power output, SWR, etc. And the 703 and 705 match it absolutely brilliantly. Talking of low power radios, my good old friend Franco of Elad fame, the FDM Duo is a very special piece of equipment because it really is a complete SDR transceiver, 5 watts output, standalone, but if you connect it to a PC, it's a full-blown PC experience. So you get both if you invest in something like that. TS2000s, unfortunately no longer made by Kenwood, but it would be 21 years old if it was still available today. We have a used one there, top band to 70 SEMS. The X version, which this isn't, has got 23 SEMS. That's at £899. Jonathan.
I'm going to talk about another 160 to 70 SEMS radio with an FT991A. So this is Yaesu's latest version. We had the 991 previously, we've also got one of those at 799. This is the A model, so it adds the real-time spectrum scope. You've got HF at 6, 2 and 70, all mode on all bands, including C4 FM on 2 and 70, 100 watts out on HF and 6, 50 watts out on 2 and 70. If you really are after the shack in the box, and you want to no compromises as well. That's the other thing with some shack in the box type radios. Get a compromise in terms of HF performance. You don't with a 991A. £999 gets you that one.
And if you can't quite stretch to the A version, the predecessor is the 991. Almost identical performance, and this really is in stonking condition. £799. Differences really?
Real-time spectrum scope.
That's it, isn't it?
That's it.
Yeah. So performance-wise, it's the same. So I know what I'd probably go for. But if you've got an extra couple £100, go for the 991A. Power supplies. Now we've got two power supplies here. 25 amps or 23 odd amps. It's 20 amps typically with 3 amps peak. These are completely different. They might look exactly the same. But one says Palstar, one says MyDEL, so they're not completely different. They're identical because we buy them from a Chinese manufacturer. We've been making these for donkey's years, and you can buy lots and have your name on it, which is why it's MyDEL. Now, hands up those who know what MyDEL comes from. And if you can, no, I know you know, but if you can guess where MyDEL comes from, and you order something, ring up. If you get it right, you get free carriage anywhere in the UK. So there you go. Try and work out what MyDEL actually means completely, i.e. what each letter means or stands for. And if you ring up and order at the same time, you get free carriage. And indeed, I'll extend it a little bit further. If you email in with what MyDEL actually MyDEL stands for, then we'll put that on your account, and you can have free carriage next time you order something. So there it is. On the back, nice big terminals, fan cooled, and you've got the cigar lighter socket output on the front as well. So great little power supplies those. Talk about MyDEL power supplies. There's that MyDEL brand again, been going longer than others that are in the amateur radio trade. The 304 Mark II, a linear power supply rather than switch mode of these two, up to 30 amps. Again, big posts on the back, socket on the front, lower output on the front too, and all these. Sorry, you got the binding post on the front of these.
Binding post on the front, and then you got
the front, and then you got the low output. I think it's up to 6 amps on these. And why they've chosen red on a dark black background, I haven't the foggiest idea. Jonathan.
I want to talk very briefly about an IC9700. We spoke about the amplifiers, particularly that Gemini 70 earlier on. So if you wanted a good driver for it, IC9700, 270 and 23 sems, 100 watts out on 270 out on 70 sems, and then 10 watts on 23 sems. It looks very similar to a 7300. Obviously, if you've got both in this shack, it makes a very nice lineup, especially if you've got the speakers as well, the SP38s. At 1449, you're going to save yourself, say, sort of 350 quid over what you'd pay brand new for one. I know that our John Power's got one of these. He absolutely loves it. Great for D-Star as well. They sound absolutely superb on D-Star. One of the first radios to sound really good on D-Star, I think. So with the latest codec.
There's lots more, but we could be here all afternoon. But do look at our used section on our website, hamradio.co.uk/used. We've got some B stock, which might be worth wandering over to see. Follow me, Hen.
Okay.
I'll show you B stock. What does B stock mean? B stock means we've sent it out to a customer. He didn't like it, so he sent it back. Why didn't he like it? Because he ordered the wrong thing, or she ordered the wrong thing, or maybe didn't quite do what they thought, blah, blah, because a lot of our business is mail order, of course. So we end up with B stock. We don't sell it as new, but technically it is, and it still comes with a full warranty, and we have lots. So what I'm going to do, I'll just get Henry to go through it. I'm not going to explain every single item here, because we will be here till God knows when, you know, but a diverse range. SDR2DX, ICR30, I do believe that's the LDG tuners, FDR duo receiver there, B stock. Why they B stock, I've explained, but you also get a lower price. So if you want to save yourself a few more quid, you're almost at the price point of buying that item, just a little bit too much, and B stock one. packaging might be slightly scruffy. Yes, you can see it's been out, but we'll guarantee it and treat it as a new wireless or accessory. Over here, more B stock. Being the largest Yaesu dealer in the country by a mile and the only authorised repair outlet from Yaesu factory, we do get through a lot of Yaesu kit, and we've got some MPs.
Yeah.
B. So again, if you want to get yourself into an MP that might have a little mark on.
Yeah, or doesn't have the cover
or
over
doesn't
the
have
screen.
a mark, or doesn't have cover on the screen. We've got microset here, we've got FT-65s, we've got scanners, FT-5D. Christ, got a B stock one of those. IC7100.
Yeah, good radio.
You know, fantastic radio. I haven't even got any of those second hands who've actually got a B stock one of those. An ATAS. There's lots. Anything else, Jonathan?
I think that's about it. Of course, don't forget we do the weekend webcast on a Saturday live, so that's on a Saturday afternoon. And it's yours truly this week.
Oh, you're in, are you?
I'm in.
Fantastic. Well, I might pop in on... No, I won't. I might. I don't know. It depends how I feel. It's been lovely having you join us this weekend. If you've got any questions, ask him, not me. No, ask any of us. The guys are in every day. Not all of them. There's always a few, far less on Saturdays. Workshops upstairs, of course. And incidentally, whilst I'm talking about that, we're still looking for staff. So... in fact, we've got an interview going on at the moment for a gentleman that's come in for sales, I do believe. That's one. We're still after another sales guy, and we're also after one more engineer. So if you're that budding engineer out there, young, old, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you like using a soldering iron, you can use your head and get on a repair, please give us a call, part or full-time. That goes the same for sales position as well. That's it for this weekend. Look forward to seeing you next weekend. So until then, it's goodbye from me, and it's...
Goodbye from me.
Cheerio.